Everybody been talking about Snape from this Harry Potter TV show. Apparently, Black Snape just got fired. Why? Why'd they fire Snape? Oh no! What was the problem? What was the issue? Did they fire him just because he's black? It seems like they've really dug themselves deep on this one. They hired a guy because of his race, and everybody saw it, so they were forced to fire him because of his race. Because of his race. Because they're fucking racist. Oh man, you love to see it.
Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And we're going to report on a rumor, and I need to stress this is a rumor.
Oh man, I thought it was truth. I thought it was for true. Clickbaited
it's not
me.
our rumor, but several Harry Potter fan accounts, fan sites, some of them gold-checked even, are reporting that they're hearing that Papa Asidu, the actor who, the controversial...
No! I hope they keep him. I hope he's not getting fired. I hope they don't make an actual good decision, damn it. I want to laugh at them. It's good content.
Casting choice, the actor who's playing Severus Snape in the Harry Potter reboot, maybe leaving, getting gone, got pushed out.
Yeah, getting replaced. Yeah.
Getting
What a shame. What a shame.
replaced. So we're going to talk about this because, there are several things, if it is true, and this is a huge if it is true, there are several reasons as to why this could be happening or who initiated the breakup, because they haven't started filming yet. They're making the casting announcements. They're not filming until this summer, so later this summer. So there's still time to nope out. And even then,
They're not filming until this summer, so when's this coming out? In like 2030? Shit. I didn't realize it was going to take that long. I thought it was like almost done. We were getting this soon.
Snape isn't in every scene, so they
No.
could, film those
They
scenes.
can still start. Yeah.
They can still start production, right? So let's talk about this. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. Guys, you'll get a woohoo if you do.
Like, how hard was it just to do the normal thing and just cast them normal? How hard was that? Or change a background character if you absolutely had to change the race of somebody. Why choose Snape? Like, you could have chose Hagrid and it would have been fine.
So this is coming from Daily Harry Potter. I've seen it on several sites. And again, it's a rumor, but he was also rumored to have the part of Snape by a lot of these same sites, and it happened. So let's just, hypothetically speaking, if they are parting ways with Papa Asidu, why would they be parting ways with him? Well, the elephant in the room is they cast a black man as Severus Snape.
Right. Severus Snape is very well described in the books as being anything but a black person.
Right. Very.
So, I'm not trying to be rude. He is.
There are several other characters that you could swap in Harry Potter and it would not make a difference. Severus Snape, it opens up a whole can of worms.
They knew that. They knew that going in. That's why they chose Snape. They chose the whitest character, the most obviously has to stay white character, and changed his race. For politics, because they have an agenda, because they're weird. Damn it. I wish they wouldn't go back on this decision. Cast the Black Snape. This isn't gonna fix the show anyway. It doesn't matter. It's still gonna be a disaster. It's not like they're changing all the people that were involved.
The guy, just beyond skin color, he doesn't look anything like Snape. Snape is described as being kind of a greasy, oily, pasty, gothy character, and he's not that. Like this, but it opens up a can of worms because in the story, he's dealing a lot with, pure bloods and mud bloods, and he's basically a racist, right? Or playing one. And also, there's a flashback scene where Harry Potter's dad torments him. Spoilers, the books have been out for like 25, 30 years. But,
yeah.
Harry Potter's dad torments him.
It has been.
Yeah, it has been. It was late 90s.
Damn. Yeah. No, okay.
But he gets hanged from a tree, right? Like, do you want to have a black guy hanging from a tree in Harry Potter? It just makes the whole thing with Snape casting a black actor adds a whole element of racial undercurrents to it that they're just It's going to be a problem. Here's the weird thing about this, though, is that you can't just say this is like the alt-right Nazis don't want black people in Harry Potter, because there are people on the left that are like, it's incredibly problematic that you cast a black actor to play this particular role. Like, you could have even replaced Dumbledore before.
Yeah, like, even they're like, hey guys, this is too much. We see what you're doing. Everybody can see what you're doing. You're not doing this out of love and passion for the community. You're doing this to pander. This one's too obvious.
Or Snape.
Right. It was like the one character you really, really can't replace like that. You can't really race swap it out. And it's been had a lot of backlash. People are very...
Oh, they were gonna try and swap them out. They really were. And hey, maybe they're still gonna do it. We still got Hermione Gonzalez.
Upset about it. More people, I think, are questioning it than aren't. And now he may be gone from the role.
Yeah. So there's a couple things here that could be happening. One, HBO may have heard the backlash because it's making headlines all over the place. They haven't even started filming yet.
Oh boy, all the wokes headed out the door. Hopefully it doesn't swing too far in the other direction, though. I'm seeing that it's gonna do that.
And it could potentially harm the show because people are like...
So like a Sonic situation.
I don't think anything's gonna harm this show, actually, more than itself, because it already seems like it's gonna be a disaster.
A Sonic
the
situation.
Hedgehog, yeah.
And look, there is precedence for this because I guess Sentry was originally an Asian actor and they replaced him. So it could be HBO's decision. Okay. Two, he might have chosen to leave on his own. Because he might look at this and be like, looking at the backlash and being like, I am not going to put myself through 10 years of this. You know, everything I do, people are going to be like questioning it.
Yeah, because he's the token black man in the Harry Potter series that they had to race swap. He is the guy. Do you really want to be that? That's who you're going to be. You're going to be the guy that got Snape race swapped, or you were the race swap for Snape. Snape swapped. Let's start calling it that. Snape swap.
So he might have been, I mean, honestly, if it were me, unless that paycheck was really damn good, and I'm like, people are going to be bitching about me for the next 10 years, and I'm going to have to deal with this for the next 10 years, and I don't want to deal with this.
And it might get him blacklisted. He might not be able to work with anybody else because so many people are going to dislike him, and he's going to be associated with this. It's probably a good move this guy leaves. But once again, I hope everything stays as is.
The next 10 years. So he might have noped out. He might have also noped out too, because remember, he just went all in on, like he signed the letter against the trans bill that J.K. Rowling was all for.
Right.
And he might have just noped out himself and been like, yeah, because it is kind of, I mean, I'm going to be honest, it's kind of
the art of war. Do not interrupt your enemy when they are making a mistake. We used to get mad about these things. Now I cheer them on, like, yeah, do it! Race swap Snape, let's go! Fucking disaster! I ain't paying for it. You ain't getting my money.
For him to make a big deal publicly, he was only one of a handful of actors that made a big deal about it. For you to be playing Snape in Harry Potter, taking that paycheck from Harry Potter, and then turn around and basically be a 180 on opinion with J.K. Rowling when she's out there strutting that the bill got through and all this other stuff. You know, right. He might have gotten pressure to
Bad
leave
look.
anyway.
Yeah, you put your money where your mouth is kind of situation. If you're going to sign this and make a big stink about it, then you better follow through on your end. So that could be too. But either way, no matter what's happening, the rumor is that he's going to be replaced. And a lot of people are like all excited because like, oh, maybe we can get this actor or that actor to play it. Mostly people.
Dude, people care too much about this. People care way too much about this. Like, you already got the perfect series. The Harry Potter movies, perfect. Couldn't do them any better, any worse, I don't think. They were solid 8 out of 10. Maybe the greatest series of movies ever created. Series, not trilogy. Because if you're thinking Lord of the Rings, don't forget about those Hobbit movies, man. And the Rings of Power, yeah. No, Lord of the Rings is lost out. But maybe Harry Potter is gonna join Lord of the Rings if this show is crazy and stupid.
Want
Adam Driver.
Yeah, Adam Driver to play it. My mind went blank. But here's the thing too, you don't know that an actor's going to take the.
But if Adam Driver plays Snape in this rendition of Harry Potter, then he's gonna be known as the Snape that played in the shitty TV show. What if he wants to be in the awesome new remake movie series as Snape? That's gonna come out in like 20 years probably. Will it even matter? By the time this show comes out, people will just take the show and whatever character that they put in as Snape, whatever person they put in as Snape, they're just gonna use AI to make it Adam Driver. Because AI, by the time this show comes out, is gonna be fucking insane. A lot of shows that are coming out within the next few years, AI is gonna ruin them. Because shows take way too long, and these companies make really, really bad decisions.
Role, because depending on the reason, if he's gone, they might be like, well, I don't want to take a role from somebody that was a minority, and now there'll be a lot of backlash, and I'll be blamed for it. Unless it's a case where if he did step down on his own volition, they need to make that clear so that people know that it's okay to hire somebody else.
Yeah, I am more inclined to think, my gut on this is I don't think they would, because it would be a really bad look for them to fire.
Also, Adam Driver is a really big actor. He'd have to be doing this for the love, not the money. Because I guarantee you they do not have enough money to pay this guy to be a part of a TV series, which takes a lot more time to shoot than a movie.
A black guy, like, oh, we made a big deal about casting a black guy. And he was actually one of the first ones announced. He might have actually been the first one announced. And we're going to fire this guy. No, I think it's more like he either didn't want to deal with the hassle of it for the next decade, or people pressured him to step down because of J.K. Rowling.
But if he did leave on his own, he needs to be making that clear.
Yeah.
So that if it's true, so that they can replace it. Again, if it's all true. We don't even.
If it's true, we don't know. But
I really hope it's not. I really do. I want this to crash and burn. They already put the nail in the coffin. Hey, baby, it'll be good, though. Maybe I'm wrong. So far, I haven't been wrong about these things. And it might be, like, good, but it's not going to be great. If Harry Potter movies are 8 out of 10 collectively, this is collectively going to be like a 7 out of 10. Maybe a 6.5 out of 10. And there's a huge difference between 7 and 8 for me. 8 is almost perfect. 9 is perfect. I don't give anything a 10, actually, really. I do as a joke. But in my for real scale, nothing gets a 10. 8 is almost perfect.
You know what? I'm sitting here looking at Warner Brothers. They're not in a good place right now. They need a hit, and already because of the casting controversy, they've got this huge shadow castle over, Harry Potter, and not just that. And then you've got people on the other side. They're like, J.K. Rowling shouldn't be doing anything. I'm like,
yeah, they got to get that identity politics out, because identity politics is what put them in this hole, pandering to the LGBTQ or the 2S LGBTQ. IA plus. Is that what we're to now? We got more than that now, don't we? I don't even fucking know. Is there a GS in there also? I've seen a GS.
Well, you're the Harry Potter stuff's in the toy aisle. It never left. It's in the theme parks. You didn't have a problem with that, but you got a problem with the TV show.
They made a bunch of the Walmart 18-inch I think they're My Life as dolls.
Yeah.
They made a whole bunch of Harry Potter stuff for them this year. There's all these amazing play sets and stuff. Our daughter would have been like, oh, hell yeah. I mean, there's a train. Yeah. There's like a potions lab. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff. They're impressive play sets and fashions and things, and people are buying them.
Yeah. Yeah. The general public doesn't care. The general public, I'm going to tell you, they're going to wonder why when they're watching Harry Potter, they're like, how do we go from Alan Rickman to this dude? Like what the, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's such an,
I can see my friends starting this show, and just if there's one not as good episode, they're out. I'm not even sure all of my friends finished the Harry Potter movie series.
Iconic role. Actually, Adam Driver, I think he could knock it out of the park. And if they were smart, they'd be.
Yeah, he could knock it out of the park, and everybody knows that, and that's why they can't cast him. For one, he'll overshadow the entire other, rest of the cast. And he probably is going to cost way too much, especially if it starts being a success, and then they have to pay him even more. How big of a disaster would that be for them?
Be like, yeah, let's get him because then we'll get those Raylos over here and get some watch time in. You'll have shirtless Snape
too. I think he'd be really good too. But I just don't know if she's going to do it.
I mean, that's a big
10-year commitment.
It's a 10-year commitment, and it's, you know, that's kind of a step down for him now, right? Because he's doing movies.
That's what I'm saying. He might not be interested in doing something like that for 10 years.
But,
plus now, if there's a backlash over the replacement, he might avoid it.
Yeah, he'd be perfect though. I mean, honestly, that would bring eyeballs to it because there are a lot of people like Adam Driver for various reasons. But I mean, he's already getting backlash because God forbid, he got married and had a kid, and the Raylos, you know.
Yeah, he didn't hook up with this.
Yeah, they can't get him then now. Like, just because of that. He's a normal guy. He got married and had a kid? What? That's a thing that bigots do. You can't be involved in our project.
Ridley in real life when they were married.
Right. This person here, this is exactly it. So just to be clear, you know, I expected some race swapping in Harry Potter because I know who's working on the show and they did His Dark Materials and there were race swaps, but
honestly, they shouldn't have even made a live action TV series. They should be doing like an animated TV series, is what I think. Like an anime, like a Harry Potter anime, that'd fucking slap. It doesn't make sense to me that they're doing a live action. It's like they're literally just cashing in on people who know the Harry Potter IP. Like fucking everybody else does. I'm so tired of it. It's gross. All these sequels and remakes and reboots and director's cuts and adaptations into other mediums. I'm tired of it. I just want new stuff. I just want something new. I'm tired of seeing the same things over and over again all the time.
Difference, I believe, is that it didn't add a layer of weirdness to the show to have any of the characters that they swapped. It didn't make any difference what their skin color was, but having this dude hang from a tree and having him basically be a racist himself, and he's the only like black teacher at Hogwarts, and he's the racist. I'm like, okay, that's gonna be a problem.
And then they kept.
Yeah, they were just gonna not do that. They were just gonna completely change it. And they're probably nobody's even read the Harry Potter series that's involved with this, and they're just trying to make their own thing based on the stories of Harry Potter. That's what they all try to do with these shows. They're like, I see what Toph is in the Avatar: The Last Airbender series, but I kind of want to play a different character where I'm like a feeble woman, you know, who's more mannerly. And that's exactly the fucking opposite of what Toph is. That's literally what's happening right now, by the way. But at the same time, in Avatar: The Last Airbender, they had to make Katara more of a strong woman who don't need no man, who's perfectly capable of doing things. And I'm just like, that was what Toph was. What are you doing? Okay, so we're just gonna have two strong female leads. Oh, no? You're making Toph more feminine? This is backwards. This makes no fucking sense.
Promising it was going to be like the book, not the movies, the book, where they're going to include a lot of stuff they cut out. It was going to be like as close as they could ever get it to the book. And then
they're going to be like, you know, we weren't trying to capture the feeling of the movie. We were trying to capture the feeling we had when we were reading the book that we didn't read.
Turn around and put somebody in a Snape that's black, and like with the problematic potential there. People were mad because like, well, wait, you said you're going to do like the book. Well, now you can't.
Actually, no, they're going to do their own thing, but they're also going to have some stuff about the book. They're going to have some stuff about the movie. They're not going to know. They're just like playing it by ear and guessing.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, this guy says, look, good. I'm not saying he's not a good actor. He may be a very good actor. I don't know. But he's not Snape. No one will ever be Alan Rickman either, but Papa could not be further from the character. Snape is a greasy haired man with black hair, a hooked nose, and sallow skin, not a black man. Papa should be recast as another character.
Yeah, except J.K. Rowling made the character like that. This isn't J.K. Rowling's character. This is our character. That's what they're trying to say. Because they think they can do better than the original.
I think, again, if this is true, I think this might be his decision.
But if it is, again, I think he needs to let people know that I'm deciding to, if it's true, I'm deciding to step back because, I've other obligations or things I want to work on.
Yeah, Adam Driver is the obvious choice. He is definitely the obvious choice. He definitely looks like the TV version of Alan Rickman in the Snape role.
And it wasn't going to work. And then that way people would be more okay with allowing somebody else to take the role. Now the ones that were all like, haha, in your face racist are going to harass. They're going to join the team of the people that are like pro-trans people that hate J.K. Rowling, harassing any actors that get associated with this movie. So now you're going to have two different factions, harassing them.
They cannot afford HBO, Warner Bros. At this point. The only reason they're rebooting Harry Potter at all is they're looking for more money.
Yeah, just look at The Last of Us. HBO does The Last of Us also. It says it right there on the screen. And look at how big of a disaster that was. That's not going to have a fandom going into the future. Not one that's going to be significant. Especially with how they're going to be splitting up season 2 and 3. And how long it's going to take to get those out there.
Right, because they're really not doing well. And they can milk Harry Potter for another 10 years. And they cannot afford to screw this one up.
Yeah, unless they do screw it up, then they can't milk it. And it's going to be a disaster and it falls apart like The Witcher. I'm just going to keep naming other shows that are similar to this show. Halo.
They cannot afford to. So it might even be like, hey, could you make a statement that you're stepping away for whatever? We'll give you a bunch of money to leave. And he might even be like, yeah, my friends are telling me that I'm supporting a transphobe and a TERF. So yeah, I'll just take that check and leave. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it's happening. We don't know. But if it were me, I would not want to deal with 10 years of bullshit. Okay, I'd be like, you know what? This is gonna be a big ass ordeal for a good chunk of my life, and I don't want to deal with it. So yeah, I'm out. I'm out of here, man. That would be me. But yeah,
it's yet to be seen if it's true. So
yet to be seen. But if it is true, I would expect some kind of an announcement, joint announcement. They'll make it look as peachy as possible. We'll probably never get a straight story, and it'll come through official channels and be like, due to conflicting schedules, Papa Sidhu is no longer going to be portraying Severus Snape.
Somebody will leak it eventually, soon probably.
Mm-hmm. So we're going to recast. And again, his scenes are fairly limited, so they could basically start filming without the Snape scenes and then add,
or just add in an AI version of Snape. They don't even have to cast anybody.
Him in later.
What was there a clause you get fired if you out there shit talking J.K. Rowling or something? And then
I don't know. Well, she said she had no say in the casting at all. I think everybody's like, oh, she's getting money. I'm like, of course she's getting money, you dumb bitch.
Yeah, she gets money from licensing at least for anything Harry Potter. I saw people saying that we should support this show and stop supporting the movies so it doesn't give J.K. Rowling more money in her pockets. And I'm just like, you are actually brain dead, dude. If you think that she's not making money off of Harry Potter TV series, she already probably made the money. They probably already paid her.
That's how it works when you own the franchise. And you can be a producer on something and not actually have any say in the day-to-day production. Mm-hmm. That's the director's job. The producer basically secures the money, brings something to the table to get this thing done. It's all
producer usually pays for it. Let's be honest.
They usually pay right,
okay,
and they're gonna make her a producer because that's probably in her contract. Like if I'm gonna be on a Harry Potter, I get a producer credit. Doesn't mean she does shit on the show. And it sounds to me like they're keeping her involvement to a minimum because she said she can't control the casting. I think if it were up to her, she probably wouldn't have done it.
I think it's because it's her story, it's her book. She's gonna have to be a producer no matter what, and her credit's gonna be.
Yeah, the fact that she's barely involved in it also points toward it being a disaster. Her direct involvement in the Harry Potter movies, I think, is what made them so great. And I don't even really like J.K. Rowling. I can just acknowledge that she did good with Harry Potter.
On being the writer and creator no matter what too, so there you go.
Yes, and she's gonna get paid from now until the end of time. It's
no matter what.
Almost impossible for her to go broke because she's got so much damn money. You get to a place with money where you can't go broke because the money just keeps making money, and that's pretty much where she's at. So anyway, we're gonna wrap this up.
Yep.
Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys.
People are gonna be making money off of J.K. Rowling long after she's gone. There's probably gonna be a whole fucking religion based off of Harry Potter. Buy a t-shirt down there in the description. I'm out.